believe it or not, I'm a relatively interesting person. Stuff happens to me. Stuff that normally doesn't happen to most individuals. And I know that's probably a little presumptuous to say that I'm so special that stuff that happens to me could never happen to other people. But sometimes you just hear things and you think to yourself, oh, that could only happen to you. That could only happen to you. That couldn't happen to like the rest of the world, but that stuff just happens to you. I'm one of those people. As is evidenced in my video I made not too long ago, where I went to a Philadelphia Flyers hockey game, and somebody came up to me and gave me a beer when I was in the car with a recovering alcoholic and a 14-year-old kid. That stuff can only happen to me. But I had one of those days where 2 such events happened to me, and it was just crazy. So it's noontime. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to work through my lunch to get some stuff done, and I got a lot of stuff to get through for the day. But I realize I haven't cashed my paycheck in 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks worth of paychecks sitting on my desk, and I haven't cashed them yet. And my bank account is running on empty. And I mailed out some checks yesterday, and they need some money to back up those checks. So I decide I need to go to the bank. I need to take a little time and just go to the bank. So I go to the bank, and I'm waiting. I walk into the bank, and I go to the little station where you make out your deposit slip and you sign all your checks. And I see a guy out of the corner of my eye just kind of like hurry his way out. And then I hear a commotion behind me. Apparently that guy who hurried his way out had just robbed the bank. He quite literally robbed the bank. So yeah. Apparently he wasn't carrying a weapon. He just walked up to the teller with a bag and said, "Here, fill it." And they're obligated to do that. So he was dumb. I'm not going to get into the details, but they got his license plate number, and I'm sure he's in jail as we speak. But it was crazy because I'm in the bank and it's robbed, and then they lock the doors and they won't let me leave for like 45 minutes to take my statement and all this stuff, and it's crazy talk. So I'm thinking, wow, I'm having a weird day. I was just part of it. Like, I was in the bank during a bank robbery. Granted, one of the world's most boring bank robberies, but a bank robbery nonetheless. So I drive along. I have like, okay, I'm finally out of here. I got some other errands to run. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. So I do. I go on it. I make a couple more stops. I'm not even halfway done with the stuff I gotta do. And I'm driving down the road. 5-6 lane highway. Pretty big. And I see the light in front of me turn yellow and then red. So I hit the brakes and I don't slow. I hit the brakes harder and I don't slow. I'm standing on the brakes. It's not doing anything. So I went flying through an intersection that where the light is red. I mean, luckily there was no traffic coming the opposite way for me to run into, but I just breezed through an intersection and could have got myself killed. And so luckily from that light to the next light, I just stood on the brake until it slowed enough that I could make a turn into a parking lot and leave the car there. So, but I drove for 2 miles with no brakes on a very busy road. Like, I know it doesn't sound like much, but I blew through a traffic light at a busy intersection. So I can say to myself, man, I've had a really crappy day. I was part of a bank robbery, and the brakes on my car died, and now it's going to be in the shop, maybe through the weekend. However, I could look at it this way. I was part of a bank robbery, but the guy didn't have a weapon. He could have waved a gun in my face, or worse, but he didn't. My brakes gave out. Somebody could have been in front of me at that red light that I would crash into the back of. I could have hit a car broadside, or somebody could have hit me. I could be so much worse off than I am right now. But I'm taken care of. God's looking out for me. And I'm not saying that it's tough for me to make a statement like God's looking out for me when bad stuff happens to other people. It gives the impression that He's not looking out for them. But I'll just take what I can get. I'm very blessed to be alive and healthy and talking to you tonight, because at least twice it could have taken a really bad turn. So yeah, I stand here before you frustrated and annoyed, but grateful as all get out. So, thought I'd share that with you. Have a great night, guys. Bye.